wish upon a shooting star. No time to waste, the engine speeding down that boulevard. No more nights of struggling, we gon' drive a faster car. Need bread to eat, stay in the streets, we screaming for the law. We came from nothing, all I ask is one wish. Just make sure that we good and buy my mama a crib. Watch me work through these days and change the way that we live. I make up for those nights, I ain't had nothing to give. Know my pops, he be good, I know my family be straight. Tryna take all my dogs now before it's too late. Through the ups and the downs and through the times we lose faith. Yeah, we all gon' shine together, I'm just paving the way.
Welcome back, YouTube. It's your boy BeastModeSteven here, aka # the kid from Miami, and I'm back with another lit, yes sir, lit vlog, y'all. So y'all seen by the title, y'all seen by the amazing thumbnail. We are about to do what 10 things that guys don't like about women and 10 things that women don't like about men, y'all. So definitely, honestly, this is gonna be an interesting topic. You know, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Definitely, you know, right beside me I have Milo. Definitely.
Hey guys.
Definitely. You're not gonna ask me any hard questions, no?
I don't know. We'll see.
Definitely, y'all. Definitely, you know, even if it's hard, we're gonna definitely answer to the best of, you know, our probability, y'all. Definitely, but definitely, you know, make sure y'all do, you know, subscribe. Definitely hit that like button, y'all. You know, let's give this, you know, 10K likes.
Yeah, let's go for 20.
20K? Alright, 20K likes, y'all, if you really, you know, love this lit vlog, y'all. Other than that, y'all, let's get into it.
It's about to go down.
Alright, y'all, so we're about to get into, you know, the 10 things that men don't like about women and women don't like about men. The first one is definitely, my list, y'all, is validation, y'all.
What do you mean about validation? What do you mean about validation?
So basically, y'all already know I'm talking about, like, if she's looking good, we going out to move, we going out to eat, like, she would do certain things to, like, look for that validation, you know, like, or she would be like, oh, other man would, you know, compliment me, or other man would tell me this and that, and if it's not on the right timing, then it comes from validation. Like, you really want the man to be like, oh, you look beautiful, and if it's not on your time, you get an attitude, you know. That's what I mean by validation.
So let me just make sure I'm understanding you right.
Okay. So
you don't like the fact that we seek validation at specific times?
Specific times. Some women get, you know, get affected when it's not on their time. Like, so for example, we're gonna go out and there's no compliment there. Some women do get affected. Some women would, you know, catch a fit and be like, how come you haven't complimented me on my shoes or what I'm wearing, you know? So it's always that validation.
Yeah, well, sometimes she wants validation because, you know, she did the most to get ready for you for this event, you know, be special together.
True.
And she just wants, you know, to feel like her efforts are appreciated.
True.
Especially considering there's probably like 20 different people who already told her that she looks good for the day, but the person that she really truly wants to hear it from hasn't said nothing to her. So what do you have to say about that?
I don't know. Do you feel if that connection is really strong, there shouldn't really, validation shouldn't really be, you know, the main thing? She should already know that her man, you know, feels appreciative of her, of what she does, and, you know, how she looks, right?
Yeah, but I can't read your mind, you know. You have to communicate that to me.
Depending on the connection, right? Depending on the connection, right, y'all?
I mean, I guess it does depend on the connection, but at the same time, you know? But at the same time, it's like, it doesn't hurt you to give somebody a compliment, you know? It doesn't hurt anyone to just make them feel good in that situation.
Well, what do y'all think, y'all? Like, honestly, what do y'all think, you know, when it comes to validation? And don't get me wrong, y'all, you know, it goes both ways, but honestly, I don't want to be picky about it. Like, it really depends on the person, y'all. But like, I feel like if the connection's really there, you know, your man or your woman wouldn't be like, they gotta get complimented on everything, you know. So they should really have that, like, feel that, you know, that connection is there, that, you know, she feels this way, you know.
Yeah,
etc., you know.
I agree with you to an extent, but I just feel like you don't have to say it every day, all day, but, you know, once in a while, it's nice to get a compliment here and there. Yeah. And that's all it's saying. That's all I'm saying.
True.
Period.
Now, do you get affected when it's overdue? Too many compliments, or when it's less compliments, like what's too much for you though?
Too much, like, I don't know. I like being told I look good, so I don't really think there's a too much for me.
Sure.
I think, like, if you're obviously saying it every other sentence, it's like, okay, I get it, but, like, you know, it's nice to hear it at least once a day.
Sure.
You know?
Well, you definitely look good, because I didn't compliment you yet.
Thank you.
Definitely good. All right, y'all. Definitely, y'all. All right.
Okay, so the issue I have with men is, why do you guys, if I've never with you, why are you coming in my messages like you know me? Like you know me, like we've been friends for so long. The one thing I really hate is when men come into your DMs with, yo, what are you saying? Where are you from? What's your background?
Well,
Not even like, yeah, I think that's the biggest issue for me, because you guys should come with, hey, my name is so-and-so, I am from here, I was thinking about getting to know you, or I would really like to get to know you. Like, there's no introduction. It's just like, you just kind of y'all just push yourself on us women, and we just want to know why.
Well, definitely, y'all, you know, just to start off, definitely, depending who you connect with, you know, because men, you know, back then it used to be like a high, whatever, but nowadays, you know, whoever they run to basically told them, you know, this is boring. Like, some women don't like that, you know, some women don't like, you know, just a boring type intro, you know. But honestly, for me personally, I don't think, you know, any intro is boring. I think if you just, you know, like you said, introduce your name and all that, you know, that's the right way to go. But I think it's basically comes off with making that proper, you know, impression, you know, towards the person, right? So, you know, based off, I could be truthful when it comes to like looking off appearance and, you know, them thinking, okay, maybe that's her vibe, maybe that's what she wants, you know, okay, let me go with this, you know, and let me go with this type of energy and let me see if this works. And if it doesn't work, then obviously they're gonna go down to, okay, let me just, you know, try the classic type and be like, you know, what's my name and all that, you know. But it's basically based off the woman that they connect with, right? So sometimes they're not trying to be, you know, that type of person that's trying to come off aggressive, anything like that. They're just trying to find a way to give you the energy to say they want to get to know you or whatever, if you know what I'm saying, right?
I mean, I can understand, but like, if this is your first impression or my first impression of you, why would you think that yo or some different approach is the right approach? Why wouldn't you want to come with the best approach that you could possibly come with?
Well, I never said yo.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying you as in like men in general.
I never said yo, but honestly, I wouldn't use yo, but I think based off that's basically what they grow up as, using that kind of term, right? Because like, as you see, like, different cities have their way of introducing themselves. Different cities have different ways of speaking, you know, so maybe that's just their way of showing that they, again, want to get to know you, right? But I guess, you know, once you give them a little bit of time, you can tell if they're coming off as rude or aggressive, or, you know, but it takes time for them to know and learn about the woman that, you know, they're talking to, right? So not everyone's perfect, right? So, you know, what do y'all think?
Facts. What do you guys think? We want to know. Make sure to comment down below. Definitely comment down below, because this is a very interesting perspective.
Definitely, you know. So I don't know. For example, you know, was my introduction rude? Well, when I first, you know, spoke to you, I didn't say yo.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you came with some decorum. You came with some, you know, like some professionalism. Yeah, that's the main thing about it.
Definitely, definitely. But yeah, that wraps up, you know, question 2, y'all. But that was definitely an interesting answer to that interesting topic, y'all. So definitely, you know, let me know, y'all, when you come to like basically, you know, introducing yourself. You know, what do you know, what's your way of introducing yourself, you know?
Yeah, how would you go about, you know, trying to start a communication with someone else?
Yeah, I don't know. Some people would write LOL after you say yo, you know, so,
right.
You know, let me know. All right, y'all, so number 3 that, you know, man don't like about woman is definitely, you know, late. Like, bad time management, y'all. I don't know. Did you ever? I don't know.
I agree. No, I agree. I agree with this because definitely. Women, we're late. That is just, we're bad with time management. I can't even say. But me personally, I don't like to waste people's time, and I don't like when people waste my time. Yeah. So the maximum I'll be late is 5 to 10 minutes, maximum. But I do understand, like some women, they do go way too crazy with it, because if I'm telling you to pull up for this time, why are you pulling up an hour and a half late?
Yeah.
Like, why are you pulling up 2 hours late when you know we had stuff to do? It's just like, I think it's very inconsiderate, to be honest. Like, I understand, like, sometimes, you know, certain stuff does happen and things come up that make you late. But, like, I also feel like women do just take their sweet time, and they don't plan their time properly. They don't realize how much time it takes them to get ready and stuff. So, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, honestly, like, we all know time management, it works around the world, right?
Yeah.
Like, definitely if you're, you know, on the other side of the world, you're gonna have to get used to it, right? But, like, you know, being late is just, like, kills a lot of time, you know? Like, especially, like, some restaurants got reservations, you know? You can't be late, you feel me? Or else your food's gonna get cold, you know? But other than that, yeah, you know, bad time management, you know?
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
Now, if you meet a person that's got, you know, that good time management and so on, that would never be an issue. And, you know, that's the great thing about it. But, you know, also important, you know, accepting people that are not perfect. But, you know, some people do overdo it with the time. You know, if you're an hour, 2 hours late and all these excuses start kicking in.
Yeah.
You know, and especially if you're dealing with a guy that's got experience and is not falling for the excuses, it's like, you know, you look bad, right? So at the end of the day, you know, you gotta work on that time management, you know, ladies, you know.
Yeah, I'll give that one too. We do have to work on our time management, for sure.
Definitely. All right, that sums up question 3, y'all.
Is it that if you take us out to dinner, you expect to get some play after? That I want to know.
Yeah.
That is the question that's been on my mind.
Honestly, to be real with y'all, some people don't really get that attraction, physical attraction based off of communication words, right? Some people be like, you know, like I can't honestly say that, you know, you're gonna meet a woman that's gonna, you know, enjoy the niceness, like, cool, you're playing nice, but then it's just like, if you don't really, you know, give that attraction for her to be like, okay, I really want you, then it's like, it's not really gonna go far, right? Because all that communication, talk, and taking her out and buying her gifts and all that, it's not really gonna go far. Like, you really want to, you know, show her that, you know, you're that man, you know, you feel me? So, like, it's really how you go about it. Like, if they really come out to you and be like, okay, that's really what they're expecting, okay, I understand, right? But, like, if it comes to a point where it's just like, without that energy there, it's like you're wasting each other's time, you know? It's a natural life thing, right? Like, you know, if they're really looking to get played, it's a natural life thing, right? So it's like, without that there, it's like, it's really pointless, you know, unless they already have in their mindset that's really what they want. It's a waste of time, you know. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like if you want some play, I feel like you should have the patience and have the humility to wait at least until the second date, at least, like,
or the third date.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, you know, if it's someone that you're pursuing and, you know, you're taking the time out to take them out to dinner and pay for the dinner and all that stuff, I feel like you wouldn't just do that with anybody. You would do that with someone you genuinely want to build a connection with. You know what I mean? So if you're genuinely trying to build a connection, you should be okay with waiting 2 dates, 3 dates. I've heard people wait up to 6 dates in order to get some play.
Definitely.
That's what I've been reading.
Okay, so a important question here. How many days will you wait?
As of right now, I'm not really dating nobody, so...
No, but like hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically? How many? I don't know, because at the same time, like, it depends on who the person is, you know? Because after maybe like 2 or 3 dates, if I'm feeling you, but if I'm not feeling you, then it might take forever. Who knows? Because I'm not feeling you, you know what I mean?
True.
But then again, like, if I'm not feeling you, I'm not going to entertain, you know?
True.
entertain whatever you're doing or whatever you're trying to do for me. So
true.
I don't know. I don't think I have an answer for that. I think it just depends on the connection, you know, because if the connection's there, then yeah, okay, go all the way. But if the connection's not there, then the connection's not there, you know, and that's just what it is.
True. Yeah. Because I know some women don't do the whole nice guy, y'all. So like, basically, it's like you really gotta balance it, you know. Like after you do the whole introduction, you introduce yourself. You take her out, cool, nice, you talk, you know, walks, all that. But at some point, it's just like, you gotta be real, you know, what you want. Because at the end of the day, it goes both ways. Some women go through it because they want something, right? But actually, like, it's a life thing. It's not something that you gotta be, you know, ashamed of at the end of the day. But once you go through that process, like, it's basically like what's gonna end up happening someday, one day, you know, whatever, you know. But you know, just coming forward like randomly, like I understand, just be like, okay, I'm doing it because I want to play, or I'm doing it because this and that. Maybe not the right way to go with it, but definitely if you be yourself and you have patience, like Milo said, you know, definitely, you know, you might get played. Definitely.
That's that on that.
Yeah. Question 4.
Patience is key. Go ahead.
What's good, y'all? So question 5, definitely what man don't like about women, y'all, is definitely, I ask you, what can you bring to the table? And it's not really satisfying. It's just like, oh, you can bring money to the table, or you can bring, you know, fashion, whatever, to the table. You know, that's not really, it's good, but it's not really a strong answer, you feel me? So women who don't know what they can bring to the table for a relationship, marriage, or, you know, for men in general, you know, it's like, it's not really giving that support, right? So that's one thing men don't like about women. It's not knowing what you can bring to the table to benefit both parties. You feel me? What do you think?
I think a lot of people in this life haven't really figured out who they truly are. So sometimes it's hard to, you know, brag about yourself and, you know, think of yourself in that way, and which makes it hard for people to explain what they bring to the table, you know. I also feel like some people are just not as self-aware.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things that they do for people, they don't really recognize as something substantial that they do for people that not a lot of people do. So that also determines why we don't know what to say during that time.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm gonna answer afterwards, but based on your opinion, you know, what is one thing that you consider bringing to the table?
What's one thing I consider bringing to the table? I would say, me personally, what I bring to the table?
Yeah.
Damn, let me see. I would say I bring some proactivity. I'd say I bring some wisdom. And I would also say I bring just a good time. The fuck?
True.
You know?
That's definitely a list, y'all. So
yeah.
Definitely, you know, on my end, definitely.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. That's not everything, just the tip.
Just the tip. All right. I'll keep the surprises. Definitely on my end, y'all, I'll definitely say sense of humor, because you never know who's having a bad day, y'all. You know, a little laughter, you know, definitely.
Yeah, it takes you a long way for sure.
You know, can brighten someone's day, you know, sense of humor. And definitely, you know, having a great personality, you know. Because honestly, when you really get that great vibe, great, you know, energy towards someone, like, whew, I'm telling y'all, it can go a long way, like Milo said. And definitely, you know, looking for those important things to bring to the table is really what it's all about, you know. But definitely a woman, back again to the question, that does not know or gives the wrong answers to what she can bring to the table, is definitely a no-no for, you know, men. And I'm not talking about just any man, but men who really know what they want. You feel me?
Yeah, I definitely feel you. I think it just really depends on your maturity level and
the woman you choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really all it comes down to at the end of the day.
Definitely. Because
if you're focused and you have a plan and you have a goal, hopefully you can find someone who also is focused and has a plan and a goal, and
definitely,
you guys can bring what you guys need to the table and have a beautiful picnic.
Definitely.
Okay, so the sixth thing I would say women don't like about men is if I haven't messaged you ever, why are you sending me hate 20 times in the span of 2 years?
Dang, that's a lot of haze. What man be doing that? That's crazy.
Or like, you'll try and be polite about it when you don't want any attention, and I don't know, men always feel like they can convince you otherwise. True. And I don't understand that.
True. So definitely with the hint, okay. Yeah, I definitely agree, you know, overdoing it. Definitely reaching out. I don't know, I got a rule that I normally stick by is, you know, if I don't hear it throughout the day, then I'll probably wait a few days. If not, then, you know, it's cool, you know, I won't reach out, you know. But other than that, you know, definitely those hints, sometimes some people get mixed up with those hints, you know, because some people don't, you know, they have a way of functioning to find those hints. So it's not really that simple just to be like pick it up on the ball, right? Like how you're walking, you gotta hold the door for a woman, you know, type, you know. Definitely depending on the hint, you know, again, you know, it's basically what that woman's really trying to, you know, give. But definitely when it comes to text messages, everyone should know, like, if they're not responding, then cool, you know, don't try to pick at it even more, you feel me?
Yeah, it's crazy, like.
Definitely, but yeah, I know, like, definitely they want your attention, clearly, but
yeah, but after a while you should just know to that it's just not in the cards for you, you know. And I think that's just, is this after you gave them like a chance, like you basically, like, or is this like before, like I've never spoken to you once in your life,
yeah, you're
and you're
like,
still going,
hey,
like,
okay, you lose,
right?
Okay, cool, yeah,
right.
All right,
yeah,
all right. So okay, all right, that's reasonable, y'all. You know, definitely. Yeah, I know. I guess one thing is, you know, with the woman that's really active, right? Some women don't like talking a lot, right? So you will only know when you don't hear back from them, right? After like what, 5-10 minutes, you know. Even for Snapchat too, when they leave you on, you know. So at the end of the day, you know that's life.
Yeah.
All right, question 7, y'all. What man don't like about woman, y'all, is the attitude, y'all. Like, definitely, you know, no balance in that. You know, if you don't have a balancing attitude, you know, you're definitely gonna lose that guy, you know, because some women, you know, I know they wake up and the attitude kicks in automatically, or something bad happens and the attitude kicks in. They want men to really read that, right? But with a woman who overdoes it and does too much of it, it's really hard for a man to read it, and it just creates a flame that's, you know, hard to, you know, put out, you feel me? But what do you think when it comes to attitude? Do you have would you like, on a personal question, like, do you consider yourself to have a high attitude, low attitude? Like, when does your attitude kick in?
My attitude kicks in when people say dumb shit. Like,
okay.
Like, that's what I can say. I feel like women sometimes they let their emotions control their judgment, and I will attest to that.
True. And
that is a big reason as to why, you know, women do catch an attitude, because a lot of the time women, I'm gonna not say everybody, certain women, they don't know how to look at a situation as a whole, and they just really get emotional, and that reflects in what, you know, comes next. It just turns into an issue when it didn't need to be an issue, just due to the fact that people can't take the second to really understand why they're feeling the way that they're feeling.
True. So what about women who automatically have that attitude? For example, if I just met you and honestly your attitude just automatically kicks in, I've done nothing wrong to you, like, what do you think about that, those type of women?
Yeah, sometimes it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Like, a lot of times people they're just projecting, and they're just basically feeling, they're just displaying how they're feeling about themselves, not really how they're feeling about you. And I think that's just what it comes down to. It also comes with a lot of other things that trigger them. For example, like, you know, say you do walk up to a woman on the street and, you know, she does catch an attitude with you. Maybe it was because the guy before her who did that was really rude, and you know, so it's like there's a bunch of different factors as to why I think women get triggered and women have an attitude. But it's just about, you know, knowing yourself and understanding your emotions and not letting your emotions dictate your life, and just starting to really use logic and take the time to understand yourself.
Definitely a long response, yo. But I definitely agree, you know.
All right, so issue number 8, I would say, would be, why are men always in women's business?
Okay.
Like, that's just a simple question as it is. Like, why do you always like to concern yourself, you as in men in general, like to concern yourself with things that have nothing to do with you and your what's it called, your opinion?
Well, definitely, and there's a lot of ways to go with this question, but definitely if we're married and we're dating, of course I want to know where you're at, or definitely I want to know exactly what you're up to, right? Because if something ends up happening, then I gotta deal with it, right? Or I'm gonna be affected by it, you feel me? So it's more like not being all up in a woman's business, but definitely trying to find the factors to see if she's okay, if she's doing all right, right? I'm not gonna tell you can't go out with your friends, you know, I'm not gonna tell you that you can't do that or so, but when there's a problem that occurs, some women don't like to open up to their man or the person that they're with because they feel like they're not gonna listen, or they feel like, oh, it's gonna go left and so on, right? But a man who, you know, tries to be in that position to know a woman's business, it's only because they care, or it's only because they want to know exactly that solution if you're good, you know, et cetera, right?
Yeah, I
so
think
you really gotta open up to them and be like, okay.
Yeah, but like, what about things that really don't concern you? Like, for example, like our right to have an abortion or not to have an abortion, like things along those lines. Like, I feel like men like to concern themselves with things that literally don't affect you at all. Yeah. And that's more of what I'm trying to get at, rather than like, I agree with you. Like, if you guys are dating and you're with someone, they should, you know where you're at and make sure that you're safe and things like that. Worry about your business in that sense. But like, when it's specifically women and women's business, why do you guys feel the need to come and interfere with what we're doing with our lives and our bodies?
Yeah, definitely. You know, honestly, especially picking up with the, you know, what you mentioned about abortion as well. Definitely, you know, it is a tricky topic, but honestly, you got to remember, like, you know, it's a one party. It's not just you know, I have a say, she has a say, you know. It's more like knowing y'all that if this is gonna happen, like, is there a game plan, right? A lot of times, if there's not a game plan, it's the reason why some men want to hop into that, you know, knowing, you know, more about your business and so on, you know. But depending on what they say and what they pick at would determine if they're overdoing it, right? So I understand where you're coming from with that, you know. But being more concerning, I know some women like that, but having a balance to it, y'all, definitely, there's nothing wrong with it. You just gotta know exactly what battles you're going with or what battles you wanna, you know, put a solution towards, you feel me?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I get what you're saying. I just think that if you are going to, you know, comment on things that specifically deal with women, you should at least let women have a say and have a part in the conversation, because a lot of the time, you know, when it comes to women, men are uneducated about the topic. Unfortunately, you guys are very uneducated about women and what women need and what women want. So I think it's the best thing to do would just, you know, at least open up the conversation so that women can speak and women can, you know, have their say and actually have their say taken as something serious and not just some joke in the wind.
True. Now, would you say when it comes down the uneducated, it goes both ways, or just the one way, though?
I mean, to an extent, I feel like, yeah, women don't understand men, but you guys are pretty easy to understand. Like, no offense, but you guys, like, it's easy to put 2 and 2 together in order to figure out what a man wants, you know? Like, it's definitely easy, and I think, like, with women as well, it's definitely harder because we don't make it easy. It's a lot of, you know, emotional stuff to it, where you guys are more logical when it comes to thinking. So it's like, for a woman, it's easier for a woman to think logically than it is for a man to think emotionally. And that is what I have to say about that.
True. Okay. Well, y'all, that wraps up question number 8.
Question number 8.
True. All right, y'all. So question number 9, that man don't like about woman. Now this is when a woman that you just met, y'all, and they give you gold digger vibes, y'all. Now, I'm telling you, y'all, there's some men that be dressing normal, that be dressing like they don't got it. But I do see videos out there of other YouTubers posting their videos, and honestly, when a woman gives that type of vibe, it's a big turn off. I'm telling you. Like, I can't, like, if I'm driving a normal car one day and you don't like me, you obviously see me driving a Lambo the next day, and your attitude just switches around to really getting to know me. That's a turn off, right? Because you really gotta accept a person for who they are and not what they have or bring to the table, right? You gotta, like, that's a big thing for men, when that energy really kicks in of a woman giving that gold digger vibe, that they need your money, or that they need, you know, some type of financial, you know, goal or plan to see that you can, you know, manage, you know, that woman that you're pursuing. Like, y'all feel me? Like, what do you think, though?
Me
like
personally, I feel like broke boys don't deserve pussy. And I just have to say,
so like, what's broke though? What's broke?
Like, what do I consider broke? I would say, like, broke for me is like, you don't want to, you know, like, there's multiple ways to get money. We all know this. Like, yeah. You don't want to take the time and energy to figure out what you need to do in order to get yourself into a better situation. I feel like if you're actively, you know, working towards a goal, and you're actively putting money away towards that goal, and that's the reason why you can't afford to be doing XYZ for me, okay, because you actually have a goal in mind. But when it's just like, you know what, I'm still living with my parents, and True. I'm still working a part-time job, and I'm still doing this, that, and the third, and, you know, making all these type of excuses as to why, you know, you can't make money, then that is when I think that you're broke.
True. Well, definitely, y'all, what I gotta say to that is, you know, money shouldn't be, you know, a leading factor to, if you really want to be with that woman, right? So, like, for example, you know, okay, like, you got it, she sees it, but then at some point, what if she doesn't have it then? Then would that consider, you know, a man to still pursue you?
I think when it comes to women and men and making money, I feel like women, they always have the plan, they just never have the execution, and men always have the execution, they just never have the plan. And that's why I feel like if you work together, if you supply the means, she can supply the where the means need to go, and in order to build and actually grow your means.
True.
Like,
because I feel like, you know, money shouldn't be the reason why, you know, man should get play, or man should, you know, get, you know, certain bonus from a woman. You feel me? I think it really comes, you know, based off, you know, what they can bring to the table, their personality, basically what comes from the heart, right? Because honestly, once you figure out, you know, how much they're worth, then why should I have a controlling of how far the relationship or marriage should go? You feel me?
Yeah, but I feel like any woman, women in general, everybody, yeah. All women, they deserve to be with someone that's going to be able to, you know, take some stress off their chest. And
how much stress though?
Like, enough stress. Like, obviously, you know, money isn't, you can't say money, like going in with money as the only objective to be in a relationship. That's obviously not the right way to go. But at the same time, like, it has to be a factor into what you do in your relationship. It has to be a factor as to how far you go with the relationship, because if you're trying to do stuff and you have this expectation about how your life is supposed to live, or how you're trying to live your life, you have to get a partner that also has those same expectations. So that's kind of where I look at it too, because yeah, you know, money might not be a big thing, but when that's coming from someone who has money, if people don't have money, it makes life a lot harder. True. A lot more difficult.
Now, what if they do have the money to get through life, you know, with the woman that they're pursuing, but what if it's not enough for you, to the point where you're just like, no, I want more, no, I want, you know, a certain amount, or you gotta have this certain amount, because the amount that they already have is not satisfying?
Well, then they have to go and find someone who has the amount that they're looking for. But I also feel like if you genuinely truly love someone, you'll sit and you'll make the plan in order to build with that person, in order to, you know, get to the goal that you set out. I think that's really all it comes down to. You can either leave and find someone who has the amount you're looking for, or you can stay, build a plan, build a foundation, and grow with that person until you're at that amount.
Okay.
And there you go.
Okay. Well, that wraps up question 9.
Question 9. Alright, so the last final issue I would say I have, or women have with men, y'all take too long to get your hair done, or to get a haircut, tame your beard, that stuff.
What's too long?
Like, you know, say you have braids, you braid your hair and you can like physically see, like, you know, it's getting a little scraggly, it's getting a little like, you know, grown out where you need to change it. Same with your beard, like your beard's all over the place, it's not combed out, it's dry, it's dirty.
True. Or
when you have you just have like waves or something, your waves aren't neat, you know, you're not wearing your do-rag, you're not brushing, you're not getting a lineup, things like that.
Okay.
When you wait too long to get a lineup, and yeah, you're not, you know, using the beard oils and stuff in order to get your beard to connect.
Okay, true. All right. Well, definitely, you know, y'all, you know, depending on your hairstyle, depending on what you do, you know, I do, you know people who do take forever, but honestly, what if it's because they want to look good, like they're really trying to look good, right? Because when it comes to hair, y'all, you know, it only takes a little bit for it to get messed up, right? And I'm not speaking just on men, but also on women as well, right? So what if, you know, because I know women takes forever when it comes to getting ready, right? And doing their hair, right? But with men, like, what if they truly just want to look good? And it's a certain connection that they need with their hair to make it stand out more. Is that acceptable? If they take like 20 minutes or 10 minutes, like 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's fine, but it's just like when you're leaving your hair to the point where it needs to get done for too long. Like you're getting it to a point where your braids are like
they're not
really fuzzy
really,
at the top.
So they really let it out to like just look like whatever basically you're trying to say. Like they don't really take care of their hair.
Yeah, like okay. Same with locks, like you let your locks get too outgrown and then they just get like matted and things like that. Like yeah. No,
I honestly I feel you on that. Definitely, you know, personal hygiene, you know, definitely I feel you. But
yeah, I think like unfortunately, like when you don't have your hair done, or not hair done, but like you don't have your hair at least brushed out or in some type of style.
True.
It can make you look very unput together, you know.
Okay.
And you wouldn't believe if you just, you know, did your hair, or people did their hair, how it would change so much about their appearance. Like you see when men get their haircuts and they're literally like, it's this drastic change. It's just like, I feel like men just need to start doing it on a more consistent basis, where, you know, they know that after a week and a half or 2 weeks it grows out crazy. They know every 2 weeks and a half I'm getting my hair lined up, or I'm getting my hair rebraided, or whatever the case may be.
True. Well, I definitely agree, y'all. You know, But what is, okay, so if they waited for example, 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, would you consider that too long, or?
It really depends on the person, depends on how their hair grows, it depends on a whole bunch of different stuff, but like, you know when your hair needs to get braided, or you know when your hair needs to get washed, or it needs to get a lineup. Like, there's not really, there's no really gray area. It's either black or it's white, you know? So it's like, you know after 2 weeks your hair needs to get rebraided. So get it rebraided. Don't wait until 4 weeks later to get it rebraided.
True. Definitely definitely for men that gotta braid their hair, you know, it does take a while. And, you know, definitely if you got that short hair, you know, I think the process is a bit, you know, easy, you know, when it comes to getting your haircuts and all that. So, and definitely with pricing, it costs more, right? Depending on who you get your hair done by.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. Like, if at the end of the day, if you're like not interested in maintaining your hair, then don't like put it in a style that's gonna make it less easy to maintain.
So definitely, y'all, that sums up, you know, this amazing vlog. You know, definitely I hope y'all take some great information from it,
right? And
helps, you know, you out in a certain way in life. Other than that, y'all, let's get this video to 10K likes, and definitely make sure you know, subscribe and like, and definitely share this video, and definitely you know connect with Milo's social media, which is all gonna be down in the description down below, and definitely, you know, subscribe to my channel, y'all. We're on the road to 100K. Other than that,
let's get there. Woo!
I'm out.